the show. Monday Night Football, 2 games, but the star of the night was Jaden Daniels.
I would actually suggest that Josh Allen was the star of the night.
I think it was co-star of the night.
Okay,
it was co-number 1 stars.
Okay, how about best supporting actor?
I don't think he was the best supporting actor either. He was the co-actor of the night.
So they split the
Yes,
Oscar.
I think yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right.
And I love Josh Allen. I think he is he unfairly gets criticized. I predicted this year that they would not go away when many people did, but like the Jaden Daniels takes now are going crazy. I'm not shaking. I actually put down a bet today now that Caleb Williams is 4th on the odds board as Offensive Player of the Year. He was the overwhelming favorite to start the year, so you're getting him on sale now. I put
value play.
I put $25 more down on him at plus 650.
It's like when NVIDIA got below 100, people were like, hey, this stock is too good. I'm going to buy.
You're getting it on sale. Why not? I still strongly believe in Caleb Williams. And good for Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Like there was no doubt that he was going to be a good player. I believed that the Bears should take Caleb Williams. I never believed they should trade down to 2. They should trade. The Hall crowd is back. There's a lot of people back this week, Waddle. The Justin Fields crowd's back.
Yeah.
The Hall crowd is back.
Kind of loud right now.
And I'm still firmly planted. I'm happy. There's not a lot of things that I'm happy with the way the offseason shook out, but I am happy that they took Caleb Williams number 1, and I'm not shaken from that standpoint.
I wouldn't suggest to you at this moment I'm happy, but I don't have any regrets. I don't believe they made the wrong decision at the quarterback position, whether it was keeping Justin and trading the pick for the Hall or it was using the number 1 pick on someone other than Caleb. I'm content with what they did. Now you got to start getting it right. And it's, nobody's going to define a career in 3 weeks.
No, and remember, a lot of people after year 1 said RG3 was the better player than Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Like you never know how it's going to go. You never know when it's going to turn. They both can be great. I still believe Caleb Williams is going to be a great player. There's nothing that has happened in the first 3 weeks of the season persuades me that he's not going to be a great player.
No, I'm with you. My faith in him is not shook. Nor will I turn a blind eye, though, to some of the rookie mistakes he's made.
Yeah,
he has.
Rookie
you
mistakes.
acknowledge those, and you learn from them. I still believe he's going to be a fantastic player. It doesn't mean that if you watch him play that it's going to be a perfect performance, because it's not. It's not a perfect performance from anyone wearing a Bears uniform on the offensive side of the ball right now, but you know what? Tip of the cap to Jaden Daniels. He was fantastic last night. The long ball was, he threw a couple of brilliant long balls. I'm bleeding again.
How are you bleeding?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Is your skin getting thin as an old guy?
It could be. I don't know.
Like when old people have thin skin.
I got a scab right there. That's all it is.
It's a quarterback scab that we keep on picking.
Yeah, that's true. But good for him. We had a good night last night. I got nothing against him. I hope he plays well.
I enjoyed watching it. I was
either.
entertained.
Yes.
The only thing, and I'll let you get to the film in a second here, but one stat that I tweeted to you is something's going around regarding the strength of schedule.
Yeah.
And I'm now firmly, I'm not going to say this is kind of, sort of, or I'm almost on must win. I'm declaring this. I don't care if it fits the true definition of must win. In my mind, Sunday's a must win game. You can't fall to 1-3 with the games that are ahead, because now all of a sudden, if you look at the strength of schedule and the way some of these teams on the Bears' schedule are playing, the Bears have one of the tougher schedules going forward.
That's a direct result of their division.
Yeah, and especially, and we knew the division was going to be tough. And now with the Vikings off to this good start, it looks even tougher. And now Arizona's better, and that's in the back half of the season. And that at San Francisco game is going to be really, really tough. If you don't make hay against the Rams and then the Carolina Panthers and in London against the Jaguars, and then now maybe a tougher test in Washington against the Commanders, these 4 games that we talked about before the bye, then your season has no shot of making the postseason. None. And you've got to put yourself in a plus 500 scenario. You've got to beat the Rams, and then you got to go out and beat Carolina, and you got to be 3-2.
Yeah, I think, and I agree with everything you're saying. I think in their building right now, they've got to decide what they're going to be here and now offensively. Like big picture, we can talk big picture. I'm hoping up there right now, they're talking about simplifying things, taking, if it's a 30-page or, a 30-play, variety here to narrowing it down, because in the run game, they're not good enough to show you a number of looks. They're not good enough to be, hey, we're going to be a stretch run, offense on this front or on this drive, and then we're going to pound you on this drive. They're just not good enough for that. So they need to pare some things back. They better be thinking about how they're going to get the best of the Rams, because they failed against a Colts team that was there for them to make hay. They were not able to move the Colts off the ball at all. There were a few occasions, but when you run the ball 28 times for 63 yards and 2.3 yards per carry against a team that was giving up 5 yards per carry and 237 yards per game, you're not doing something. Like
what did the film show you? What was your?
It shows you that they're not solid up front. I thought they were worse in run blocking than they were pass blocking this time, because there were a couple of plays, at least in the first half, where they went max protection and they sent 2 receivers out. And actually, both plays were excellent plays. One was a deep ball to Rome, and one was the deep over to Rome. And they were well blocked, and they were well conceived, and they were well thrown. But I thought that, the mismatch of what they're trying to do in their running game just doesn't make any sense. And I got to tell you as well, like, look, I know that DeAndre Swift has had a nice career in the NFL. He's not making a difference. In fact, I would argue that Khalil Herbert at this time is a shiftier runner. I don't know if they will, split up the carries differently, because they paid Swift $8 million this year. But I don't think he's giving you a competitive advantage. I don't think you're getting really anything out of Gerald Everett right now. The stat sheet tells you no. The film tells you that that's not really, they're not getting anything out of that. So, look, I think you're seeing, when you watch the tape, you're seeing the quarterback still make some mistakes. The 2 interceptions can happen. You're going to put that tape on. You're going to look at it. You're going to learn from it. You're going to move on. He has 3 open guys to throw to on the first one, and he decides he's going to hold the ball. And then late, he actually leans into the interception and throws it. He has a guy flat open for, a catch and run for the first down. On the other side, he's got DJ on a 12-yard in route. He's got a back seeping out to the right side, and they're all open. But he decides that he's going to hang on to the football and throw it late. It gets picked off, and you just can't do that. And on the second interception, I don't care what anybody says. That ball should not be thrown. That ball goes to the flat route.
So you're not buying 50-50 ball
not
that's
50-50 balls into double coverage.
Right,
no.
Okay. So
not for a rookie quarterback.
Well, other people have said that, right?
Oh, no. What did I always say?
Rome could have had it, or
no. What did I say about Justin? Take your layups.
Yeah.
Same thing for Caleb. Take your layups.
Same rules apply.
You don't throw the ball into double coverage just thinking your receiver's going to make this great catch when the underneath route is staring you in the face. At some point, you have to play the risk-reward game in your head, and that will come with reps. I think also, watching the film, I think that when anything breaks down, or just naturally, I think Caleb looks to Rome more than he looks to anybody else. I do think that there is a continuity that exists between the two of them, whether it was working out in the offseason, both of them being rookies, being friends, whatever it is. I think there are moments when DJ gets frustrated because the ball isn't coming to him, and there are opportunities to get him the ball, and it's not happening right now. And that's where I preach patience. It will take some time for this quarterback to get on the same page with his guys. In terms of how and again, I don't know exactly, full disclosure, I don't know what's being asked of these guys in all these individual plays. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the route combinations at this particular time. I don't know what their identity is as a running team. I don't know if you want to be a straight line, put your hand in the ground and move people rushing attack. When I send you guys a couple of clips, does it look like they're capable of moving teams off the line of scrimmage?
No. Not at all.
No.
Guys are getting pushed back. You sent us some film today where Again, Coleman Shelton was getting thrown backwards.
Yeah.
Who else was getting thrown backwards? There was another player who got thrown
I think
backwards.
Tevin did in one of them.
yeah.
As well. I mean, and look, it just
And then, like you said earlier about DeAndre Swift not looking good, he's running right into the backs of the blockers
and look,
instead of hitting the hole.
I'm not trying to be mean to anybody. I show you guys some of this stuff, and I ask you guys, to confirm what I'm saying here. Does this look like somebody who's running with good vision? It doesn't. It doesn't look like somebody who is giving you a competitive advantage because once he hits the hole, he's a dangerous guy. He's running into his own guys sometimes as opposed to trying to take on a defender or trying to elude a defender. And as I said, I think that I've seen more wiggle out of Herbert than I've seen out of Swift so far. I just don't know what their identity is running the ball. I think, with Chris Morgan and with Shane Waldron, I guess they're built, and Tom Thayer has told us, they're a zone blocking scheme. And with Swift, you see a lot of lateral stuff where they try to stretch the play and then hit the hole. That doesn't seem to be working. So then you pack it in and you try to go straight ahead, and they're not beefy and strong enough to move people at the line of scrimmage. I don't know that there is a quick fix to all of this, but I think that at some point they're going to have to decide on an identity in the running game. And I do believe you're going to have to pare some things back and take some pressure off of your young quarterback who's still working through all of this stuff.
I want to continue to build on this, and then Greeny's going to join us at 3:30. He's worried about that the Bears could be repeating history. And I want to give you a stat that we were all over in real time. And now when you see the problems here 3 games into the season, you say this could have at least been helped if they would have handled it in real time when we were all throwing it out there. But they, again, decide that they know more than us, and they should know more than us. And that's the thing. They know way more than us, but yet they don't do sometimes the easy common sense thing. And I never understand that. And I want to bring that to the table coming up next.